What's up guys, Rogue9 here, and in this video I want to give you a closer look at the new attack operator Sanaa Nomad El Maktoub. I will be giving you a full overview of her weapon loadouts as well as a deeper insight into how her gadget will work. If you have not seen my video on Qaid yet, a link to that will be coming up in the end card. Nomad is a 2-speed, 2-armor attacker whose Airjab launcher can probably be compared most closely to a mixture between Zofia and Ella with a unique twist. But before we discuss the gadget, let's first look at her guns. She comes with a choice of 2 different assault rifles and 1 very unique sidearm. Her AK-74M has decent close-range power of 44 points damage, but the fire rate of only 650 RPM is pretty poor. This low fire rate is matched by Capitão's Para 308 and only Blackbeard's Mark 17 is slower, and both of these guns do more damage per shot. This means that the AK-74's resulting damage output of 477 DPS at close range is the worst out of all of the assault rifles and even weaker than some of the Defender SMGs. On the plus side though, this gun is pretty controllable out of the box, and that's a good thing because Nomad does not get the option of attaching any grips to any of her guns. The only way of taming the recoil of her guns is with the muzzle attachments, and the AK-74 gets the standard 4 to play with: suppressor, flash hider, compensator and muzzle brake. The first shot multiplier of the gun is pretty significant as you can see, so I would suggest either the muzzle brake or flash hider to help even out the vertical climb. Other than that, the rifle has the standard 4 sight options and it can also attach the laser. Capacity is the standard 30+1, and of course the most important stat of all, mobility is 50. Next up we have the ARX-200, and interestingly, this gun has both more power than the AK with 47 baseline damage and a higher rate of fire at 750 RPM. This gives the ARX a very respectable damage output of 588 points per second, much better than 477. Recoil of the ARX is actually also very comparable to that of the AK, and so the only factor that brings some balance to the two guns is the ARX's lower capacity of 20+1 shots. This is an interesting balancing mechanic, and it will be up to every individual player to choose whether they want the comfort of the AK's 30-round magazines or the higher killing power of the ARX. I will of course dive into more detail on the hidden stats behind these guns in future, but at a preliminary glance it seems that capacity versus power is going to be the trade-off here. For now, I would say that you have the choice between a kind of bad Para 308 and a pretty good Type 89. Take your pick. In terms of sights, barrels and laser options, the ARX has exactly the same available as the AK, so no difference there. Nomad's sidearm is of course the mighty 44 Magnum semi-auto, and since I discussed this gun in detail in my video about Qaid, I'm not going to repeat the whole breakdown here. Suffice it to say that the long-lost pocket sniper might finally be making a comeback. And now let me tell you a little bit about the Airjab launcher. This launcher is highly compact and attached to Nomad's main weapons. The projectiles it fires are essentially traps. They will stick to any surface they hit and detonate as soon as a defender gets close enough. There's no timer or impact fuse on them, but they will also detonate mid-air if they fly close enough to an opponent. So basically like Zofia's projectiles, but sticky and without a timer. When they do detonate, anyone caught within the blast radius will be thrown through the air, including friendlies, but without any stun effects and without any damage. So this gadget is mainly about launching opponents off their feet, rendering them defenseless for a short while, but the blast is so powerful that it can even launch opponents straight through unreinforced walls, and in some of our pre-launch playtesting, it even destroyed deployable shields. And the fact that it can be used like a traditional launcher as well as a trap placement device makes it pretty versatile and opens up a whole bunch of strategies. The Airjab is excellent for knocking Mira or Clash off their feet and rushing them for the finish, or alternatively, you could place a trap mine behind yourself as you push towards the objective to block off vital flank routes. You could maybe even place an Airjab in such a way that it will knock an unsuspecting defender straight into a waiting claymore. There definitely are a lot of possibilities with this gadget, and I cannot wait to see the shenanigans the community will come up with and what amazing useful strats the pros will use. In terms of counters for the Airjab, there is of course Jaeger, whose ADS can neutralize the projectiles in flight, and there are the two electro operators, Bandit and Kaid, who can at least stop the projectiles from sticking to certain surfaces. But to be fair, it will be mostly Jaeger who can stop Nomad, and I see him becoming pretty important in protecting mirror windows once the new season goes live. So yeah, the Airjab launcher looks to be both fun and incredibly useful, with Clash and Mirror being particularly vulnerable. But that's pretty much all there is to know about Nomad already. The AK-74M is not great in terms of damage output, while the ARX-200 has a small magazine, so both guns are limited to some degree. The 44 mag, on the other hand, just looks like a ton of fun, and the Airjab will be both fun and powerful. Which operator are you looking forward to more, Nomad or Kaid? And which of Nomad's rifles do you think you will prefer? Leave your comments below, and if you haven't seen my Kaid breakdown yet, a link will be coming up right now. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next episode.